Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'm Darren, I'm your host, and today we're doing something special. I'm actually going to run this both on the podcast and on YouTube. I'm going to have a video recording of the podcast. So if you're wanting to check out the video of this podcast, go to my YouTube channel, Fire and Water Cooking on YouTube. But I have a special guest, Mr. Tom Horseman of YouTube. He has a great YouTube channel. I watch Tom Horsman a lot, just for the fact that he's got a big grill collection that I like to Google. So, Tom, introduce yourself, who you are, where you are, all that.
Hey, folks, how y'all doing? Tom Horsman at YouTube. Thanks for watching. Folks, it's me, Tom Horsman. Franklin, Wisconsin is where I am. That's the southeastern part of Wisconsin. I actually have a place down in Florida too. My wife's retired, so we have kind of like a retirement home in Central Florida. I've been doing the YouTube thing now for probably about 5 years, and like to spend a lot of time cooking stuff. If you watch my channel, doing modifications to my grills, trying to make them better. Sometimes it makes it worse. And I also do some tool stuff, and I like woodworking, so I started doing some woodworking stuff. But it's just me. If you're watching today, you're saying, who is that guy? Because usually you just see my hands, you see the foods, and you see the cookers. That's what it is. It's not, I always say it's not about me. It's about the cookers, and it's about the food I'm doing. And as always, if I can do it, so can you, because I'm just an amateur. Thanks for having me, Darren. I appreciate that.
So what do you do for a living for your regular job?
Well, I am a safety professional for a construction company. I've been doing safety now for a long time. I've been in construction my entire life, worked my way through college doing construction. And when the body starts giving out, they make you a safety guy. And that's what I did. And I'm a senior safety guy, which I always say refers to my age. But I work mainly with our heavy highway crews, building highways, building bridges, building roads, and mostly throughout Wisconsin and the Midwest, but we do some work throughout the country. So it's what I do. As I always say, that I'm going to keep doing it as long as I'm making a difference, and I still make a difference, so I'm going to keep on doing it.
Do you have any kind of engineering background at all, Tom?
Nope. Went to school to be a teacher. Never taught a day in my life. After student teaching, I decided it ain't for me. I didn't have the patience for the kids. And so I do a lot of teaching. We, as the company I work for, we pride ourselves in doing all our own training. So I just did a bunch of trainings last week, and I go out of my way to talk to the guys and do presentations, but I'm not an engineer.
The reason I asked that is because some of the modifications I've seen you do, and talking about the Weber smoke fire, the what was it? What did you call it? The Weber wedge that you invented to help them out with the sliding. Yeah, the Weber wedge. There you go.
There it is. Weber wedge. Went down to the shop, found some scrap, and put it together, and said, "Here you go, Weber. You can have it." And like a week later, they came out with it. I'm sure it was in the works a long time before I came up with a Weber wedge, but it was kind of funny on my end that one day I said, "Hey, you know what? This is what you need." And a week later, they did it. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll touch on that a little bit down the road, but I just kind of, we're going to get your background because I saw you do a lot of modifications to your grills, much more than I've seen anybody else do. And, it just fascinates me because you have a lot of grills. So you're a collector. You're somebody that you go to garage sales looking for grills that you don't have to add to your collection. Some that, people probably would just walk right past. You're over there, seeing what you can do to it, and then you're taking it home and fixing it up. So how did you get involved? When did this start for you? Because that's one of the things I know. I've always had an interest in barbecue and stuff and cooking, but it really only took off for me about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, where I said, hey, I want to start doing something regularly with it and growing my interest. When did it start for you?
Oh man, maybe 8, 9 years ago. It was as a joke. The kids would. I have 2 boys, and they're both in their 30s now. But they would jokingly say, you should do this on YouTube, Dad. And I say, I ain't gonna do this on YouTube. And then as a joke, I started a YouTube channel, and I had like 30 seconds. I didn't even know how to put anything together. And like I said, if you watch, I'm still an amateur. But I did a couple little cooks there, and I talked about a little bit at work. One of the things we do at work when we're going around our trainings is, to try and get people to talk more. And what you do is you go around who you are, what you do, and tell the group one thing you don't know about yourself. So one day I was at one of these trainings, and I'm the first one since it's my training. And I said, I have a YouTube channel. They said, what? You've got a YouTube channel? And I said, yeah, at the time, I think I had 25 subscribers. And it kind of took off from there. And then my wife got me the app to put everything together, the iMovie app to put everything together. And I started doing a little bit more. And then one day I hit 100. And I said, oh, you're kidding me, 100 people? I said, this is amazing. I said, I can't believe that 100 people would want to subscribe to this. And, and when I hit 1,000, it's like, okay, that's it. We're done. We can't go any higher than that, right? And then it made it to 10,000. I said, people nuts. 10,000 people want to subscribe to this? And now we're at, a little over 13,000. And I still don't understand the whole concept. I just make videos and put it on YouTube and people watch. So that's how it started.
It's your upper Midwestern folksy personality. I mean, that's what you're very warm. People want to listen to you. It's the look-see, let's take a look-see. I mean, you got those little catchphrases that are yours that nobody, if I started, on my channel, start going, let's take a look-see, people will go, that's Tom Horseman. So, I mean,
there's no thought into any of that. It just happens.
Right.
And I start saying it all the time, and, whatever, it just kind of goes. So yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what works with a lot of people. Like even with Justin Babyback Maniac, it's not, what he's doing, it's how he presents it, personality wise, that's what people get attracted to on YouTube, especially. You could be cooking a shoe, people will turn in to watch you cook that shoe because it's you and they like your, folksy personality. You're going to say, well, let's take a look, see how the shoe's doing. And, that's what they come there for. And then, but
idea, by the way, I should try that.
There you go. Well, you got that new caveman. You can see how long that 1500 degree
10 seconds be on fire.
Yeah. So, and like I said, you've got, your little, people come to you for, I want to see what he's cooking on to this week, what kind of grill he's got, not just that, but how clean his grills are compared to what I got out back. But, so when did you start collecting grills though? When did that start? Was that before YouTube or was that during your YouTube?
I had a couple grills, but it was all about room. So our I have to go like 2 houses ago. Our original house in Milwaukee, my wife is a retired Milwaukee, she was on the fire department. She was a paramedic, one of the first females in the Milwaukee Fire Department. I love her dearly. And she went through a lot of hassle to become one of the first 2 females on the fire department. Took a judge to tell the city of Milwaukee that, hey, find a place for women on the fire department. She went through the academy 3 times. They failed her 3 times just because she was a female. So, we had to live in the city of Milwaukee. Our house there didn't have a whole lot of room for grills. I had one on the patio. Then I was able to fit. When Primo came out with their ceramic oval, I think I paid over $2,000 for it. And that thing was just, my oldest boy Brian's got it now, but that's kind of what started me off. Then the kids moved out and she retired. I got the house in Florida. For work, I was traveling. I spent a whole winter in New Jersey for work, and I came back home in the spring and just said, why do we got this house? I just, the kids are gone. There's no need for it. Put it on the market. A week later, it sold. So I lost any, we didn't have a place to go. We ended up in an apartment that had a 2-car garage, but it was deep. So I was able to stick some grills on the side and, started searching Craigslist at the time and found some older stuff. My PK grill, which actually I'm cooking on today. I found that on Craigslist and restored it and haven't looked back from then. And then the current configuration we're in is a 3.5-car garage. So, I got room to grow here. I got two full-size trucks, the work truck and the personal truck, and then in the middle, the Kingdom. you know, and got grills in the house too. So, and then we go down to Florida, and our lanai in Florida is, guess what? Got grills in it.
So let's since you're on the iPad, let's take me a little bit of a, you know, show us what you got here, because you've got several different Webers of different colors, and you
Yep.
know, you've got the performers, you've got the portables, you've got all kinds of stuff. Just give the people an idea of what you got going on.
So that's what it is. You know, I've got the Miller Lite, and we've got my test bed grill right here that I do all my modifications to. And we got the Performer right there. We've got a couple pellet grills up on the rack there. You can see the Caveman and all the rest of the grills. And then there's the pizza cooker in the back there. That's the Blackstone back there. That does a really nice job. But yeah, that's what I've got. And then there's some more in the house. Some of my display models, some of the brand new stuff. I won't put anything used in the house. Some of the older stuff that I've picked up is in the house on display. And like I said, I got the stuff down in Florida too.
And then you got, you know, a Blackstone and a Camp Chef flat top griddle. You know, that's one of the things I send people to, that video that you did of the comparison of the Blackstone and the Camp Chef side by side. You know, because I'm a Camp Chef aficionado. I love Camp Chef's products. I've had their old pellet grill, and now I got the new Woodwind. I have the flat top, but I love their products just because of the ingenuity that they have with the ash clean out, and you know, all the different things that make the flat top you know, just a little bit better than the Blackstone. But you know, that Blackstone versus the Camp Chef video that you did, I mean, it really points out the differences, and it's not biased in any way. It's strictly, here's what the Blackstone has, here's what the Camp Chef has, and here's the differences. And I send people to that all the time when they ask me, hey, what's, you know, the difference? And it's non-biased. It's like I said, you know, when you look at some of those things, people tend to get, you know, caught up in brands. I mean, like a lot of the Weber people were really, you know, hung up on the Weber products until the smoke fire thing came out, and then a lot of people started getting started mouthing off about it. But you still got those you know, people that are locked up in brands, just like on the car side, just like on any kind of brand. I mean, you know, Ford versus Chevy, you know, Mercedes versus BMW. Sometimes they look past things and just strictly focus on the brand. But that video you did against the Camp Chef versus the Blackstone was strictly you know, what it has and what the other one doesn't. It wasn't anything to do with the brands themselves, you know, nothing. So that's the kind of stuff I like, because that way you're being more honest. It's not like, well, you know, Blackstone, they're a better company because of they've been around longer or whatever. It's like, no, just take the product versus the product and do, you know, what's the benefits of both of these. You know, both of them are good products. You don't have to trash one to make the other one look good. It's just, look at the that's why I think with Camp Chef on their pellet grills, you know, people go, oh yeah, the Pit Boss is just as good. Well, the Pit Boss doesn't have the ash clean out, doesn't have, you know, some of the other things that the, you know, the Camp Chef offers. So if you look at options and what they have, instead of go past, don't even look at the brand name. You know, sometimes you got to do that. And that's one of the things that frustrates me a lot of times on Facebook and even on YouTube. You got the people that are, all they look at is the brand name. So
Yeah, I agree.
You know, yeah, Weber makes a great product, and you know, you got a bunch of their, you know, their kettles can't be beat, and but you know, they're having issues with this new pellet grill. Not everything they make is going to be great. So, and sometimes they got to go back and change things. So let's talk about modifications. So you're big on taking some of these grills that you bought and trying to make them better. How did that go? How did that start?
I think it started with the Rectech Mini. I wanted to put that was my first pellet grill. My oldest boy's got it now, but I didn't like the holes in the back. You know, we're in Wisconsin here, and the wind was blowing in there, snow was going in there, the rain was going in there, and I said, well, this is foolish. And I went on Rectech's site, and they sold smokestack as a separate option. I said, oh, you're going to sell that to me? I'm going to put it on your grill. So they sold it to me, and I put it on the grill, and I blocked off the back 3 holes with some diamond plate, and that kind of started the whole thing. that's when I started getting a lot of comments about, well, you just voided the warranty, you know, and I guess I voided a lot of warranties then, because I've drilled holes and put stuff in just about everything I have. So the only thing you can't really do it to is a ceramic grill easily, and I really haven't done anything. I got one ceramic grill, and I haven't done any mods to that, but that's kind of how it started. And then, you know, everything else was just like, how can I make this better? You know, Weber stopped making all the accessories, the tables. You know, you can buy it from somebody else, but they stopped making them. And so I did a modification to the table, and I said, you know, these, you know, some of these Weber grills are a little short. Let's do a quick, you know, easy, you know, cheap, you know, leg extension to make them taller. And I did that. And just, you know, you talk about Blackstone. When I got the Blackstone tailgater combo, even looking at it on Amazon, I was thinking, I want this because I know what I'm going to do to it. And that's what I did. And I made it easier for me to use here at home, and easier for, I'm going to take a camper with me this summer. And, a lot of it I look at and I just say, what can I do to make this better? Or I have an issue with it that needs to be taken care of. I almost want to go out and spend $1,000 on the Weber smoke fire just so I can do modifications to make it better. Because since they did their Weber wedge, they haven't really done anything else to that thing. And I got some ideas are rattling around in my head that I want to do to that thing. I just got to justify in my head spending $1,000 on the smaller one, the EX4, just so I can get it here and void the warranty. So,
right. Yeah. You know, I listened to the Barbecue Central podcast last week, actually the week before last, and Kevin was on there from Weber and kind of explaining a lot of the stuff they're going to fix, you know, with the app updates. And that's like, well, some of that stuff like grease fires, you're not going to be able to fix with a software update. So, I mean, it's some of the design flaws of the unit itself. Yeah, of course you can, you know, fix some stuff software, but there's a lot of stuff on it that you can't, you know, just like the wedge thing that they had to come out with, because, you know, they really didn't even want to admit they had a problem until just about every YouTube video out there people were posting. Even Harry Sue had that issue, but he kind of, you know, blew past it. He just dumped more pellets in it, which, you know, that's not an answer to the question when you got, you know, 15 pounds of pellets, you know, still sitting up on the side of the hopper, not sliding down. You know, you shouldn't have to go out and dump more pellets in the middle. It's, you know, not fixing the problem. So, but, you know, definitely there's some issues there. But I watched even on the Camp Chef Pursuit, the smaller one, where you you know, modified the hopper to make it a 20-pound hopper and things like that, where you know, pretty much, yeah, you've voided the warranty on it, but you made it work for you. So
yeah. I bought the Pursuit as a medium-sized pellet grill. I think it's a good pellet grill, and if you're looking for a medium-sized pellet grill, that's the one for you. Its weight kind of defeats the purpose of the portability of it. I mean, if you buy it just out of the box and everything, use it as is, it is portable, but there's some weight there. But if you're looking for a medium-sized pellet grill, that thing is perfect. And yeah, it has a small pellet hopper because it's portable. Well, put a little extension on it and you're good to go. I put a side shelf on it, I'm good to go. I put a stack on it because I don't like louvers, and the stack looks cool, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, that was one of the things too about the Weber that I didn't like. I don't like you. I don't like louvers. I like having a smokestack. I like having the smoke vented out of one place. That way, it's more of the smoke stays in the chamber longer. You know, it has to work its way out through one hole instead of louvers in the back. I know some of the higher end, you know, like the Memphis grills have that same louver type system, but I just don't like it. I'm like you. I like it to have a stack. So, especially like with the Camp Chef, where you can even control the top of the stack and how much smoke is actually coming out at once, and the airflow with that as well. So how many of these grills do you actually use on a monthly, quarterly, yearly basis? Because you got a bunch of them.
I try and get the rotation going. Like today, I'm on the PK, and I haven't cooked on that for a while. So the thought today was, yeah, I haven't cooked on the PK, so let's cook on the PK. I go heavy sometimes on the pellet grills because they are so easy and convenient, you know. And the Weber kettles, I try and cook on them as much as I can. But there's no set rotation where I've got a list and I'm checking them off and say, ooh, I just cook on whatever I want to cook on.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's me too. And I end up cooking on the pellet grill a lot too. Just like you said, it's convenience. If you get home after being running around all day or something, and you want to just get the fire going, and then especially now with I got the Woodwind Wi-Fi, I can sit here and monitor it while I'm editing video. I don't have to get up and walk out and make sure it's still doing what it's doing, or I can just look at my phone. If I need to adjust the temperature, I can do it right on my phone, which makes it really easy. But I have the Kamado Joe and I have the iCommand, so I can do the same thing, but it's just not as convenient because I got to go out there and hook up the iCommand, the temp controller to the thing, light the charcoal, wait for it to get up to temp, then go put the food on, and so yeah, I mean, it's that it's not laziness, it's just the way it is anymore. People are busy, and convenience kind of supersedes. But I love cooking I just got a PK 360 and just put it together. I haven't cooked on it yet. But I had a PKTX, the one with the folding cart. But the only thing I don't like about the classic in that one is the way the bottom vents, I burned my hand like 3 times on it because it's just, they're difficult to adjust. And the 360 actually has it's a lot easier to adjust those bottom vents. So
cool.
But yeah, I mean, I like different grills too. I like the flat top. I like experimenting. I just don't have as much room as you do, and but it seems like you got a lot of portable grills too. So when you're looking at a new grill, I mean, does something just jump out at you? I mean, is it something where you're buying used stuff at garage sales? Or are you looking for new grills on Amazon all the time? How does Tom Horseman look at buying a grill?
There's no rhyme or reason to it. Yeah, I look on Amazon. Yeah, I look on Facebook Marketplace a lot. If I see something like that caveman, I was just walking through the first store chain here in the Midwest is called Menards, and I happened walking through Menards, and I walked right past it, and I did a double take. I said, "Whoa, what's that?" And then what caught my eye first was the price was like $120. I think it was like $116. And I said, "Oh, hey, hang on, eh?" And I recognized it because I had been looking at the beefers and
Right.
the knockoffs to the beef, which are those high temp grills, and they're all like 300, 400, 500. Some of them are almost $1,000. And when I saw this, I said, "Whoa, hang on, $120? Really?" I said, "Well, I'll take that home and give it a shot for $120." And that's what I did. And the rest is history, because the thing works phenomenal. I mean, it really, truly does get up to 1,500 degrees.
Yeah, the only thing I can see with that is we'll see how long it lasts, because it looks like it's a little bit, maybe it's a thinner material than the beefer and some of the others, the North Fire, the Auto Wild. I don't know why that thing is so expensive, but that thing is the one that's like $1,200. So
Yeah, well, it was $120. So in my opinion, it's stainless steel, and if it lasts a year or two, well, I got my money out of it.
exactly, it's you'd hate to spend $800 on something like that, and as soon as the warranty up, it blows up on you. So I don't see a offset, a big offset cooker. Are you just not into that type of cooking? I mean, because it's a totally different way of cooking.
I've had opportunities to get one. I just haven't. I'm in the city here, so I don't have wood storage. I'd have to give up some of the garage to have splits and everything like that. And you're right. It's time consuming. I watch a whole lot of other people who have offsets, and I watch all the time. They said, my son Brian's got one, and he talks about, yeah, I'm cooking on an offset today. I ain't going nowhere. I got every 30 minutes or whatever, you got to go put a couple more splits in. So I think it's a great way to cook. Maybe that's something I do when I retire. You don't have to get everything right away. You got to save some stuff for later.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've kicked it around, and actually just recently had thought about buying an offset just to add that to throw it into some of the stuff I cook. But then I think about it, because you really got to sit there and babysit the fire. There's no, throwing a temp controller on it, or especially since I do a lot with sous vide anyway, I'm not using the smoker, 100% to sit there and cook a whole brisket on it. So I don't want to have to sit there and babysit a fire if I'm just cooking on it for a couple hours. So, and I just don't have the room. I'm getting a new deck built here but I'll have a little bit more room, but I just don't want to have a big, ugly offset smoker sitting out there that I'm hardly ever going to use. So there's so many. That's one of the things in this era. There's so many different things that you can use to grill and cook outside that you don't really need to have that big offset smoker anymore. It may be one of the better ways to cook a brisket, but I can cook a brisket on the PK grill. I can cook a brisket on the pellet grill. I can cook a brisket on my Kamado Joe. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of options. So, it's all about time, and you got to have time if you got an offset. I mean, I love people. Ken from Heavy Metal Barbecue. I just love it when he cooks on his, and I just love watching him. But I don't have the time. Not right now.
Exactly. All right. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and then we'll come back and we'll delve deep into your YouTube channel a little bit more and talk about some other products and grills and stuff that you do. And we'll see you back in 1 minute after this ad. I'll be right back with Tom Horseman from YouTube. Hey all, this is Darren, and I want to take a minute to talk to you about Masterclass. I just signed up for Masterclass, and I can tell you what, it's well worth it. Masterclass is where you can learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay, you can learn how to sous vide from Thomas Keller, you can learn how to make Texas barbecue from Aaron Franklin himself. All these classes are available on Masterclass, plus many more. Masterclass has great video content, interactive assignments, social interaction with the Masterclass community, all for just one fee. You can either buy each individual class for $90 each, or you can sign up for the annual pass, which gives you access to all their classes for just $180. And that's what I signed up for. Check it out, guys. Masterclass has some of the best online training you can find. Check it out, guys, in the link below. Masterclass, amazing. Now on to the show. All right, Tom. So let's take a look at, we talked about how you got started on YouTube, and let's talk about how you've developed it over the years, because you haven't really, I mean, I'll watch you one day and you're cooking on your PK grill, like you said you're doing today. And then the next day you're showing me a drill that you bought at Harbor Freight and comparing it to, a more pricey one. And then the next day you're cooking on an air fryer. So, I mean, was that something you wanted to start at first? I mean, did you have an idea, at first you were just going to do grilling and then you decided to kind of mix it up some, or?
Yeah, it started off as just barbecue. And then, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's my channel, and it's called Tom Horseman. So Tom Horseman on YouTube. So I can do whatever I want. If you don't want to watch it, I don't care. if I'm having a good time making a video of a drill review or air fryer review or building something in my wood shop, that's what I enjoy. So, and you may not enjoy it, so you may not want to watch it. The majority of people subscribe to my channel because the majority of my videos are barbecue, come for the barbecue, and I'm hoping that, I catch a couple people that want to see tools and some of the woodworking and tool reviews, because I enjoy doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I see a notification of a Tom Horseman video, I watch it no matter what it is. If it's an air fryer, because you do the reviews, like I said before, like you did the Blackstone and the Camp Chef review. It's an honest, non-biased. You're to tell me what's great about it, what's not great about it. I can pretty much trust you because you're the one that you bought this stuff. It wasn't given to you. It wasn't somebody sent you this to try, and then maybe that, we work out a deal if you give me a great review. You went and bought this at Harbor Freight, and then you're comparing it to something you bought at Home Depot for twice as much, and you're comparing it to. I mean, that's what I like, no matter what it is. Like I said, if you're doing an air fryer, thing, I like to watch that too, because I don't have an air fryer, but I'm tempted to buy one. And if I ever buy one, I want to go, well, that's the one Tom Horseman uses, because he showed me the differences in it. So I think you're going to catch some people like that. There's going to be people, and I get a lot of the hardcore barbecue traditionalist guys that don't, like my take on it because I mix sous vide barbecue a lot. You know, it's not the only way I cook, but I do it a lot. So they kind of think that's blasphemy or what have you. But so how much negativity do you get in your comments and stuff like that?
Oh man, I get all.
We all do. I mean, anybody that's got a YouTube channel or Facebook or whatever, you get negative comments. So
You got to remember, back in December, I was the first one to raise some flags on the Weber Smoke Fire, and I did a bunch of videos, and then Justin and I kind of went on it. When you know, I told him he was drinking the Kool-Aid, and you know, I was very, when he finally had his issues with the Weber Smoke Fire, he actually in the one video said, "Tom, you're right, I was drinking the Kool-Aid." But I took, oh man, the Weber employees, the Weber engineers, the Weber traditionalists. I was I was deleting, and it's my channel, so I can do whatever I want. If you're going to make a really negative comment and it's not constructive criticism, and it's just being nasty, just delete your comment. And if you keep on doing it, guess what? I'm going to delete you. But in all the years I've been doing this, there's less than 5 that I've permanently said, nope, you can't ever comment on my channel again. So I take the majority of it and try to respond. If someone wants to be, you know, constructive criticism, or they just want to talk, and maybe they don't disagree, they don't agree and want to disagree, that's fine. Let's chat about it. But if you're going to be nasty, yeah, that's going to get deleted. So
there's some people that leave comments on YouTube just because they can't talk to people like that in person. So I've had some that are just, I don't even know why, you know, you even commented on my video. You probably didn't even watch it because you have zero, you know, you just actually made this YouTube account like yesterday. So, you know, you just scratch your head, and then, like you said, you delete them if they're just outright stupid. You know, I don't have a problem with people disagreeing with me on something, but you know, you have to have some kind of decorum. You can't just be nasty. And, you know, I've had people say, you know, well, I don't, you know, think you should mix, you know, sous vide with barbecue. Well, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm just showing to the people that want to try it how I do it, and what, you know, the results can be if you do it. You know, if you don't want to do it, just go to the next channel and watch, you know, somebody just cooking barbecue all the time. You don't have to watch my stuff, but don't try to change my mind or see if you can take me down, you know, or people that are watching me, you know, they're not going to listen to you because you're not going to be on there long enough. You know, like you said, you know, it's like, you know, you got to deal with that stuff all the time. But I wouldn't think that you had too much, but I'm sure, like, if you have something like with these, like I was talking about earlier with the guys that are the brand guys, you know, that you can't say anything negative about, like, let's say a Blackstone. You can't, even if you're comparing it to the Camp Chef, you know, if you try to mention anything that might be different or not as good, then they'll just blast you, you know, oh, my Blackstone is the best in the world that I bought at Walmart. You know, I get that stuff all the time, and, you know, you're not going to be able to fight those people. You just got to either get rid of them or let them go down the road. So
I usually, the majority of them, I just respond with, thanks for watching.
Exactly. Yep. Thanks for watching. Because that's all they're trying to do is get a rise out of you anyway.
Yeah, so they're trying to pick a fight. That's all they're trying.
That's all they're trying to do. And you got to deal with that no matter what you're doing, no matter what, you know, you're if you got a YouTube channel, you're going to get some of that no matter what you're doing. So, so we talked about you not having a offset. Is there any other type of grills that you don't like? I mean, do you prefer cooking with charcoal over pellets? You know, as far as a cook, it's not convenience wise, but I mean, does it really matter to you what you're cooking on? I mean, I see you got the electric, you know, Weber there. So
yeah, it doesn't matter to me. You know, the pellet grills and the charcoal, I like them all. You know, I think you get a little bit more smoke and a little bit better taste sometimes on charcoal as opposed to a pellet grill. Even gas, I don't mind cooking on gas. You know, when you're cooking on a grill, you're cooking on gas. You know, so I don't have any real preference. People always ask me about, you know, do you like apple pellets better than hickory pellets? I can't taste the difference. I really can't. I usually use some competition blend that's got everything in it. And I you know, a lot of these pellet grills, like Camp Chef and everybody else, has got these pellet dumps so you can change flavors. I can't. I can't tell the difference. I'm one of those guys where my taste buds can't pick up whether it was cooked on hickory or cooked on apple. So, but I can tell the difference if it's cooked on charcoal as opposed to on pellets. So I have no real preference. I like cooking on all of them.
Yeah, I can tell a difference if I'm using, smoking wood in my Kamado, with charcoal, if I'm using, pecan or cherry versus oak or something like that. But it is hard on pellets because they do cook at a hotter temperature, and it does produce a different kind of a smoke. So like I can be cooking on competition blend and then put 100% pecan in there and not really tell a difference. A lot of these, the big thing now is the char hickory and the pellets that have a little bit of charcoal mixed in with it, and I can't even tell a difference if I'm running that compared to just a plain competition blend. I can't taste the charcoal in it. So, but you got people that will rave about it. Oh, these charcoal, hickory pellets are the best. It's like, I've tried them all. I tried the char cherry. I tried the char hickory. I tried it, and then cooked the same exact thing the next day on just a competition blend, and they all taste the same to me. So I think that's, one of the things people get kind of stuck in their head, that it's got to be better because it's got charcoal in there with it. Have you tried the different char, mixed pellets at all?
Yeah, I have. And like you, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, and it doesn't taste like charcoal, like cooking over a charcoal grill to me. So
Doesn't do anything.
All right, so let's talk about other products. We kind of touched on a little bit. When did you start doing this? I want to start touching on other products like the drill, or is it just you just one day decided I bought a new drill and I had this old one that was a lot more expensive, and I just want to do a video on it. Is that how you kind of come about doing these type of videos?
Well, it all started when I decided to build a shop in the basement here. So I had a wood shop 2 houses ago, and I loved it. And then when we sold the house, I lost it. And when we found this condo, it had an unfinished basement. And I remember looking at it, and the first thing that came into my mind was shop. Got to have a shop again. I missed it. I love going down in the basement and wasting away a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon and just putzing, building things. I'm the king of sawdust. Nobody can make sawdust better than me. I'm the best. So I acquired 3 doors that were being thrown away at work because they were the wrong color, but they were solid core wood doors. And I said, nothing makes a better workbench top than that. So that inspired me to build a workbench. And once I had the workbench, then I had to have some more tools, and you had to have shelves off. Where you got shelves, you got to put some tools on it, right? So let's start going buying some tools. And I had some wonky stuff. I had some tools left over. I had given a bunch of them away to my oldest boy because he was into woodworking too. So when we got rid of the house, I didn't want to sell it. I just gave it to my kid. And, here's an opportunity to buy some new tools. So I just started buying tools, and I said, Tom Horsman YouTube, why can't I do reviews? So I started doing reviews on tools, and then I started building some stuff, and I'm still doing that today. And like I said, I enjoy it. In fact, I'm working on a video right now in the shop that I'm building for. I bought a wood planer, and I'm building a wood planer stand. So I enjoy doing it. And like I said, my channel's just not about barbecue. It's about whatever. So if it's doing tools or building something, that's what I'm going to do.
I noticed lately too, you're doing more than 2 or 3 videos a week now. So it looks like you're upping up your production.
Yeah. You come home at night, you're going to make dinner. Why not make a video?
Yeah.
What the heck, people are watching. You'd be surprised. The ones that I put up that I say, oh man, no one's going to, this is really kind of corny and no one's really going to watch it. Those are the ones that people watch the most.
I know.
Let's do a frozen pizza in the air fryer toaster roaster oven. And you'd be surprised if people go, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to try that too. I said, all right, have at her.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of the winter time yet, and work will get much more busier here as I get into the late spring and early summer. So then I'll probably go back to 2 and 3 a week. But I've been trying to do one every day. It's just, and I've had other people hit it right on the nose. Hey, what's Tom having for dinner tonight? You're absolutely correct. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a video of what I'm having for dinner, or what I'm making for sandwiches for the rest of the week for lunch. That's what I'm doing. Yeah,
and since your wife's down in Florida, you got plenty of time. You got nobody getting in your way.
And when she's here in the summer, the two of us, oh man, I tell you what, you know, that kitchen could be 3 times the size, and we'd still be in there at the same time. And I'm taking all the counter space, or either she's taking all the counter space. So, you know, it's, this time of year is perfect for me because the kitchen's all mine.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like cooking, so I usually have the kitchen all to myself anyway. So I do all the cooking at home usually. She'll make something occasionally. Like she does make a great macaroni and cheese. She made some the other day when we had some people over, and then she likes to make desserts. But, you know, 90% of the time I'm the only one in the kitchen and grilling. So let's talk about that too. What else do you like to cook besides barbecue? Because like I said, we did talk about using your air fryer and stuff. What else do you like to make besides barbecue and air fryer and stuff?
That's it. What you see on my channel is what I like to make. I'm kind of a meat and taters guy. There ain't nothing fancy about me. You know, chicken wings in the air fryer, perfect. I could almost eat that almost every night of the week. You know, frozen pizza, Papa Murphy's, take and bake pizza, burgers on the Blackstone, using the caveman to do some hot and fast pork chops. There really isn't. If you're watching my channel on a regular basis, you know what I like. It's pretty.
Yeah, and not everybody, you know, a lot of people are like that, and that's why they like watching those kind of videos, because they're like, hey, I'm not alone in the world, you know. Because I do some sous vide stuff, and people still kind of look cross-eyed when I, you know, talk about sous vide, because it's just a different cooking method that they're not used to. But believe it or not, most of the stuff I make is a lot simpler than a lot of the stuff in the other sous vide groups on Facebook. You know, they're doing all kinds of fancy, you know, chef type stuff and plating and, you know, all this stuff that you would find at a white tablecloth restaurant, where most of my stuff is barbecue or just stuff I'm cooking for dinner. You know, that when I cook, I'm cooking for dinner too. So it's like, that's why I'm always rushing at the end, because people are waiting to eat dinner and I don't want it to get cold. So I'll do my test bite and go, man, this is great. See y'all later. And then we go eat, because I'm cooking for my family. But, you know, yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people are looking for, you know, the not fancy stuff. Just like with barbecue, a lot of people like the idea of like me, like the idea of a big, you know, offset, you know, wood-fired grill. But, you know, I don't cook on that a lot, and I wouldn't cook on it a lot. So, you know, for me to sit there and watch all these, I don't watch a lot of videos of people unless it's somebody I like to watch anyway, and they happen to be cooking, like Justin or, you know, Troy or, you know, Greg, if they're just happen to be cooking on that grill that day. But I don't actively seek it out because it's not something that I'm doing a lot. But so I think you got a lot of people that they're just like you know, they're coming home. They want to use their air fryer, so they go, what's Tom cooking tonight? Let me see if I can cook that, you know. But yeah, that's great. What else you want to talk about, Tom? What's going on in the future? You're gonna try to make some more content? You're gonna try different things too, or?
I think right now I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm going with the flow. If something else pops up that I want to do, then something else will pop up that I want to do. I don't have any plans. I don't have any, you know, agenda. It's just me. And if something else pops up that I want to put on the channel, then I'll put it on the channel. But there ain't no big plans. There may be some new cookers that I'm thinking about getting. I've been throwing some stuff in through my head here for a while now, just kind of waiting to pull the trigger. But there isn't any real big plans. It's just me.
So what kind of cookers you talking about? I mean, are you talking about more grills or, you know, indoor cookers, or?
No, it would be more grills. I'm really interested in the master built gravity
Fed. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've had some issues. I don't know. I don't know. But I almost had one used a couple weeks ago, and the guy backed out on me at the last minute. Otherwise, that'd be here in the garage already. And obviously the Weber smoke fire is, oh boy, I just, you know, I'm just chomping at the bit. I wish, you know, they're talking about all these ones that are getting taken back to Lowe's and all that. I wish I could find out where those are, because I'd snag one really quick. Even if it had a fire in it, I'd clean that sucker up and say, okay, here we go. And I like
fix it.
Yeah, I got ideas. So, you know, that's something I'm thinking about too. But you never know where to go. You know, sometimes it might just be, you know, just roaming around on Amazon or see something new on Facebook and say, oh, I got to have that.
You should contact Weber. They're Illinois. They're your neighbor, right? What's about 2-hour drive for you?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm literally an hour from the border. So,
Yeah.
Not even. I can hop on 94 and be done the border in 45 minutes.
So, hey,
so yeah, I don't think we have a good relationship, me and Weber.
Well, just tell them, hey, give me one of those ones that people are returning, and I'll fix it for you. Then you could.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I like you. I'm not scared of offending. I've had people talking in forums about the Weber smoke fire, and I try not to comment on it because I don't have one. But all I know is what I've seen and use in my head, like you, where you can tell how something is, how it's supposed to work, and it ain't working like they think it's working. And but I've had people tell me, oh, don't burn a bridge with Weber. You might need them someday. And it's like, nah, that's not how I'm going to operate, because, I'm not looking to be sponsored by every, grill company in the world. I mean, I've worked with a couple companies that I've approached because I like them already, and I see some of these guys out on YouTube that they'll take any free grill that they're offered. And some of the guys I like, and I'm not going to, criticize them for it, but that's not going to be me. I'm not going to have a Pit Boss in one day, and then next day I got a Z grill, and then the next day I got a Camp Chef, and then the next day I got a Blackstone, and the next day I got a Weber. I'm not going to be, playing musical cookers because, companies are given to me to get exposure on YouTube. Which, how many of those were given to you that you got behind you there?
The Pellet Pro was the only one.
Yeah.
And that one I approached them like you.
Yeah.
There's a company they're based out of Waukegan, Illinois, and family owned, and they were struggling a little bit. And I approached Dennis, their owner, who's retired, and started this, and he's got his daughter working with him and his grandkids working with him. And I said, what you need is more exposure. I said, and he gave me a grill. And I've been promoting the products as much as I can because, number one, they're a small company. They can't afford to have problems. So they build everything heavy duty.
Right.
And they have problems when you build something heavy duty and you build it to last and you give good customer service, and just down to earth people. When you call their hotline on a weekend, it's Dennis, the owner, who answers. And, and he takes care of you. So that's why I approached them to try and help them. And they make some great accessories, and folks, please, SmokeDaddyInc.com. Go and take a look at some of their stuff, because they really got some very, very good stuff when it comes to pellet grills and pellet grill accessories.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm like that. I will approach companies that I like, the stuff that I've already used and I will approach them and say, hey, look, I've got this thing going on. I like your product. I've already used your product. I, want to work with you. I've turned down, 3 or 4 times a week, I get emails from companies wanting to send me stuff, not big stuff, but, they want to send me thermometers. They want to send me all kinds of different sous vide, and I took some in the beginning, some sous vide things, but they're all junk. They're all cheap Chinese junk, and they don't work well. So I stopped even taking them, because I'd get them and it would shut down after 20 minutes, and you're like, I'm not even going to I tell them, look, I'm not even going to review these, so just don't send me anything anymore. So, and this was early on when I first started my YouTube channel, and I just decided I'm only going to work with companies that I actually know that I like, that like with Camp Chef, they make something that I really like, and I think they're different than most other pellet grills out there. And it's not just the brand name, it is the ash removal system, the way that they've got their the pellet hopper set up. I mean, the way that they've got the sliding grill, the way they did the interior space of the grill, making it bigger instead of it just being round and losing half of the cooking space. I mean, there's a lot of things that they have that I liked about their and some of their other products, like their flat top. I mean, there was totally different build quality than some of the other stuff I've seen out there. So, I'll work with them. I'll work with companies like Fresh Jack's seasonings, because used some of their products. I really liked it. I liked the company. And so I said, hey, I want to work with you guys. They're like, okay, and it's not like I'm getting money from them all the time. It's just send me some of your product. I'll use it. I'll expose it out there. And, whenever I ask you for something else, just, send me some so I can demo it for you, just like you're demoing it for them. It's because it's something you like and you believe in. So.
Exactly.
But all right. So other than that, we're going to see like a Tom Horseman, playing with any kind of other toys like boats or anything like that, or
that this summer we're gonna go camping. You'll probably see me do some campfire stuff, but I'm not very adventurous. The older I get, the less adventurous I get. So you're anything crazy? Yeah, wouldn't it happen to see me out on a boat or a water? Oh my gosh, that'd be funny video though. But you're not going to see it. I've always wanted to do some stuff at work, but I would get in trouble if I did some stuff at work. But I do a lot of interesting things at work and have been to some really places where a whole lot of people don't get to go. I've been on top of wind turbines. I've been down below the streets of Manhattan doing tunneling work. I've been in places where I think would be really interesting, but because it's work, and not going to allow that. So, it's too bad because if the people only knew what it takes to build some of the things they have to build for the infrastructure in this country, I think they would they would like watching it. But I can't.
They'd have a lot more respect for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. What do you do when you come down to Florida when you take a break?
Well, I'm usually not there for very long, so I usually have a honey-do list, and I take care of that. I like to walk. I like to walk in Florida, and I don't play golf. The Villages is where our house is down there, and it's a big golf community and a lot of sports. My wife is hugely into sports. She plays a lot of softball and pickleball, and I don't do any of that. I have no talent. The kids and the wife got all the talent. I got none, but I can walk. And I like to start off my day and go for a 5-mile, 6-mile walk, and then come back and do some putts around the house and barbecue something. But like I said, as far as Florida is concerned, I don't know if that's for me. But when I do retire eventually, I probably will try it. And then she already told me if I don't like it, we can, she's had her fun now of about 11, 12 years. So we can go somewhere else at that point.
Nice. Well, Tom, I want to thank you for being on, and make sure everybody check out Tom Horsman on YouTube. He's got plenty of cooking videos with grills, all different kinds of grills. You'll be able to see a lot of his different grills and how he cooks on them on the YouTube channel. But he also does tool reviews. He also does air fryer reviews. He also got that new caveman that he cooks on, 1500 degrees searing machine. And you'll take a look-see at everything that Tom has. If you watch one of his videos, you'll know what that take a look-see is. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate you being on. And anything else you want to discuss before we head out?
No, thanks, Darren. I appreciate you having me on.
I really appreciate you being on. I look forward to having you on again soon when you get some new grills in there we can talk about. All right?
Definitely.
All right. Thanks again. And we'll see you guys on the next Fire and Water Cooking Podcast.